Welcome to You Need Art and Art Needs You with Mathabo, the conversation after the conversation. Good people, we are going to be talking about a very topical issue, an issue that has global resonance in the age of AI. This is a musician that currently has social media, in particular X and TikTok, at a standstill, at loggerheads. It is the man Credo V Daniels, and we'll be talking about this idea of AI being integrated in the music process. And our title for this episode is The Soft Launch into the Future of Music in South Africa. Now, for context, Credo V Daniels rose to fame in the year 2026 with his album Still Where We Were. Alliteration, good people. It is a 10-track album that has various fusions from various parts of the globe, highlighting his background in music and highlighting his cultural fusion. There's a little bit of Xhosa there, a little bit of Tsonga there, and blood from Mozambique within his heritage. Now, his training background, he studied at the campus of performing arts, where he studied classical piano and music production. And his professional background, this is not a man who is new to the idea of music making. He has worked behind the scenes with established names such as Kabelo Mabalani from TKZ and Squatter Camp, and he's also collaborated with Java. Now, I want us to think about the origin story. How did we come to have this conversation where Credo is actually using AI? We are situating our conversation here based on an article written by Collins Matsepi. He wrote this article for Music in Africa, and Credo says, I stepped into the mic because I was waiting on musicians to bring back the vocals for projects I wanted to release. They either took too long or didn't return them at all. So I decided to do everything myself. And here is his stance on AI. He says, I use AI on the album to enhance what was already there. I didn't prompt it to write a song, he says. As a composer and producer, I enjoy having tools at my arsenal. And he says that AI is not there for us to take shortcuts, but it is there for us to enhance what is there. And now the issue is with his body of work, people have engaged him live and they are completely harrowed by his lack of musicianship. Ubhuti Bantu cannot hold a note. And it begs the question on my part, are we upset that Credo does in fact use AI, or are we upset at the fact that he cannot sing live? And I ask this question because 20 million streams tells me a different story. It tells me that we don't necessarily have an issue with Mr. Credo and him using AI because he has an audience base. A different story is being told because wherever he performs, there are hordes of audiences who pay to see him. This tells us a different story. This is not a story of people who are against artificial intelligence, but they could take question with his ability for his voice to match what is on the album. Now, I want to bring this question to you in light of a bigger industry issue, which is that of access. Credo says, I reached out to musicians. They don't return the music or they don't respond to me at all. And I want to have the opportunity to have my sound out to individuals. Now we are stuck between a rock and a hard place when we are seeing AI contending with human proficiency whilst enabling creatives who would otherwise have been gatekept because they don't know certain producers, they don't know certain musicians, they can't afford certain studios. We want to speak about the fact that Credo, with just releasing his music on TikTok, no A&R, no PR, no media machine, just him and his tools, he is able to garner the kind of support that he has now. Now, before we get accused for affirming his process, we do want to take into account the people who are replaced within his project line, within his process of creating music.
Great events deserve a great host. From conferences, brand launches, red carpets, festivals, and summits, with multi-sectoral experience, I deliver memorable conversations, seamless facilitation, and authentic brand storytelling for personal and corporate gatherings. I'm here to serve your next event as MC, facilitator, speaker, and brand advocate. Let's take your event to the next level. Email me or visit my website to learn more. I'm your host, Mathabo, creating conversations that connect and experiences that last.
We have vocalists who are replaced because he has a choir element. We have producers, vocal producers who are replaced within his music production process. And there are other variables where we see AI replace human beings. And now the reason why we are titling our show today as the soft launch of the future is that we are not just looking at a future where perhaps marginalized creatives also get the opportunity to participate within the creative space, but we are seeing a systematic erasure of humanness within the production. And where does that leave us? We are seeing tech billionaires making a concerted effort of replicating the human creative process, shortening it. So it's almost as if it's a humanoid experience as opposed to a single human effort that produces creativity. And it did not start with Credo V Daniels. And a lot of people are also quoting T-Pain, for instance. And it started even before him. I recall with Freddie Mercury, who is the lead singer of the beloved Queen. Because of his age and his deteriorating health, his last performance, his microphone was augmented so that the cracks and the vocal compromises could not be read within his performance. And now an individual will say, well, that's assisting an already established and a good musician. This is not replacing a human being. But if you're going to see iterations of this sort of help evolve from the 80s to now, we are in essence helping musicians, especially in economic precarity. We are helping musicians who would otherwise not have access to resources and to infrastructure to enable them to be able to be partakers of the music industry, right? Now, this is the rationale. What I've just mentioned is the rationale of people who are saying, yay, AI. But when we are seeing the aftermath of all of this, we are seeing human beings being replaced by artificial intelligence. And Elon Musk is cited in saying that by 2031, AI would be at least 100 times better and far more efficient than human beings. Where does that leave us as the creative sector? Where does that leave us as a country whose processes with regards to ensuring IP and protections that enable already marginalized, economically marginalized creatives to participate within the environment? Now, we are not just fighting, quote unquote, not having money, not finding avenues to work. Now, we are fighting for the actual ability to work because human beings are now being replaced by artificial intelligence. I don't have an answer to this. I have a question, though, to audiences that have been supporting Credo V Daniels. Is your issue, the AI issue, or that his vocal abilities live do not match what is on the album. 20 million streams, packed audiences with the knowledge that his work is AI integrated. How are we as an industry capacitating creatives to create fully and being fully enabled to make work in an environment that is famous for gatekeeping? And people are finding shortcuts not to the process of making music, but to curtail these vanguards who are limiting creatives from creating. It's a complex issue. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Please do engage us on our social media platforms. And yes, do let us know, what is the ethical line to tread here where AI is concerned, noting that it has been in the evolutionary processes even before the 80s. Now we are seeing it almost in its full force, because the last stop is to have every single human being within the value chain of creativity ultimately replaced for the sake of efficiency and for the sake of shortcuts. I want to hear from you. I'm Mathabo, and remember that you need art and art needs you.